Okay guys, so I've got a really fun video for you today. My wife and I have decided that it's time to share with you guys our wonderful little sewing machine collection. And so we went around all the house and all the corners and nooks and crannies and closets, and we rounded all the machines up and put them all in the hallway here so we can kind of get a good shot of them. Now I think that we've got them all rounded up. Is that about the case? Is this all of them?
I believe it is. Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, we'll go with that. I believe you. I believe you. No, I think this has got to be it. I don't remember getting all these. They just kind of kept coming. But anyway, this is what we've got. We've got new ones and old ones and vintage ones and heirlooms and the whole gamut. We just have a whole eclectic variety here. So just a quick story as to kind of how did we get here. It's only been 7 or 8 months. I don't even know. How did we get here? If I never thought we'd get here. Did you think we'd have this many machines?
Never.
I didn't either. So in any case, all that really happened was my wife and I had this one sewing machine and this little husky here, and she started making quilts last year and just fell in love with the hobby and making table runners and gifts for people and just kind of got good at it. So we decided to make her a YouTube channel, and it went pretty well, and we had a few videos going. And then the most amazing thing happened. These machines just started populating in our house. It was amazing. Her family was so supportive. Her mom drove across the state of Idaho to all of her relatives' homes and brought grandma's and great grandma's machines. And so we've got some family heirlooms that have been handed down that I'll show you. We have friends who have donated to us, and we've got their machines. And then we started hitting up the thrift stores and getting all these little, thrift store finds that didn't work. And I got kind of good at going through and fixing them and tearing them apart. And I don't know, now we've got like 25, 30 machines, and I don't think there's any end in sight. It's just a blast collecting them and having fun with them and using them. And eventually we'll find homes for them and give them to good causes. So anyway, let's get started. I'll kind of show you what we've got here. So kind of have this into a section here. These three are our three modern machines. We have a Husqvarna, a Juki, and a Baby Lock. And, it's a lot of fun going through using all these old machines, but when you want to get stuff done, make quilts and table runners and gifts and stuff, this is kind of our workhorse section. We can make about anything that's a lightweight quilt weight fabric situation with these. These are great. They all do kind of a specific thing, but as a team, it's a really, really good situation. So eventually, I will probably pick out 5 or 6 of these machines and do individual reviews on them. But until then, we'll just kind of show you them all here together. This next section is kind of our motley crew, you might say. These are the machines that we don't have boxes for and we don't have tables for. And we are, likely eventually going to have boxes for them or something along these lines. But they're really cool. I love all of them. A couple of them probably are worth showing. This one right here is absolutely fantastic. This is 1880, what is it?
1886.
An 1886 Singer family, better family, what's it called?
Improved family.
Improved family machine, kind of a precursor to like the 201s or whatever later on, but 1886. This thing was on Facebook Marketplace. It popped up one day, and it looked like a 20-year-old couple. They didn't have any concern what this was or any appreciation for what it was, and they actually said, hey, I've got a paperweight. Does anybody want it? Make me an offer. So we made an offer, and it was just down the street from us. So we went and got it, and for almost nothing. And you can see on my wife's channel, she took this thing apart and did a full revival on it. This thing, look at that, runs like it's brand new. It's a fiddle base. It has this cool shape, and it kind of takes a special table. It's a treadle, so it needs to have a treadle cabinet, with the whole foot pedal gizmo and all that. And we don't have that yet, and I think they're kind of hard to come by. So this machine is kind of patiently waiting for a treadle base cabinet. And when we find it, we'll put it in there and we will put it to use. So that is our oldest machine and really one of the coolest ones. This one is also a notable machine. This heavy little guy, this is a universal thrift store find that we got. And this, I believe, holds the distinction in their collection as the coolest looking machine we own. I mean, just look at it. It looks like it's out of a subway station in the 60s. This is Such a cool machine. At the same time, it's probably the worst running machine we own. I mean, it is atrocious. It feels like a toy next to like the Singers and the Whites and all that we have. It isn't good. It isn't good. But it does work. All of these machines work. We've gone through and made every one of these machines work to the best of their ability. It states quite proudly, it's a zigzag machine in the title on its badge, and it does do a fairly good zigzag. Unfortunately, the straight stitch looks like a zigzag as well. So, and it kind of through the process. It's just not a great machine. But if you don't have a machine and you need a starter machine, hey, there's nothing wrong with this. You can learn to sew on this all day. But I don't know if I'll ever get rid of it because, I mean, you put a cool box on this and it'll go on the shelf and it'll be really cool. So, love that universal machine. Super good thrift store find. These down here, this little pair right here are really cool. Singer, I believe 185 maybe? Is that right?
Yes.
185s. One's Scottish, one's Canadian, one's a K and the other one's not, something along these lines. And we got them as a pair and they both work, but we kind of took the best parts of them all and made it into this one. It has a box and a case and a handle, and it's going to be used for sewing on the go. My wife likes to go and sew at friends' houses and to sewing conventions and stuff like that. And this is just an awesome with its little tote case. It's super cute and it's just adorable and people seem to really love it. And it works really well and it's a good little machine. So, and we have a backup machine here with parts, but this one here, if we had a box or something for it, it works as well. So that's kind of our motley crew. And it's a fun, almost a little orphanage situation here. So moving on down. This beauty. I think this might be Stacy's favorite machine. Would you say this is your favorite machine?
Yes. Yes, for sure.
This is, I think it might be considered a 3/4. It's squatty and little. It's dainty and cute. It's super old. Not as old as like the 1800 ones. What is this, like a 1930s, 1925?
I can't remember the year of it.
It's old and it's cute and it's adorable and it works. It's super smooth and super nice. It's small, has a beautiful box. It also has a matching bentwood hard cover that has a cool little antique lock key that hangs on it and everything. I mean, super cool. This is a keeper. This is one that'll be in the collection forever. Absolutely cool. Has a little shuttle bobbin in it, the little torpedo looking doodad that holds the thread. Really, really neat. Super cool machine. This machine is the one I'm currently using the most. And that's because I've kind of gotten into building bags and working with canvas and light leather and a denim. I like to cut up old jeans of mine and make them into bags and pockets and zippers and whatnot. And out of all the machines we own, new ones and old ones, this is the most powerful. I think it's got like maybe a 1.3 amp motor on it, I think is what they came with stock. Super, super cool. It's a Singer 223, I believe, from like 1963, I think. Not for sure on the year, but if it'll fit under the foot, it'll sew it. It is just a dream. I've used all these machines, tried to sew stuff with them. This is the workhorse, and it's so incredibly smooth. It's a marvel. It's got, if you like the look, it's not super vintage old, but it's got a nice 60s look to it. But man alive, this thing here is a workhorse. I've made several bags with it. I've gone through all kind of heavy material. This thing eats it up. It's just wonderful. So I've had a lot of fun with that machine there. Singer 223. This one here, one of our earlier acquisitions. It's a Somor, and I'm thinking that it might be early 60s. And it's just a really cool looking machine. We got it because how neat it is. We were collecting all these black Singer style machines, and they all kind of look the same. So we saw this and we're like, holy cow. It's got that kind of New York subway look at it again. And it's a great machine. It's super smooth. It works really well. We've made a couple projects on it. It's just a really, really nice machine. Just kind of a one for the collection, you might say. This is one of our very first ones we got at a thrift store. It's called a New Home. Nothing really special about this. It's got kind of a crinkle finish on it. It's got a tire-based motor attachment, kind of like a White does, and a Kenmore. And it's kind of a masculine machine. That's kind of why I liked it. Very basic machine, nothing special about it. And but it works. And one day it will make somebody a very good first machine. You can learn to sew on it. You can make or fix whatever you want with it. And our goal here, honestly, it's a lot of these machines that we aren't looking to use on a daily basis or to collect, we'll eventually go to a good home and we'll find charitable people that less fortunate than us. We've been very lucky and fortunate and very grateful for all this situation we're in. Somebody will make a good use of this little machine. That brings us to our first heirloom. This is super special for my wife. This was your great-grandma's or grandma's?
Grandmother's.
Grandmother's machine. And it's a Singer 15 series, which refers to the bobbin style series is a 15 series. A lot of machines use them, I believe. And it is a great machine. It's a little dirty because we've tested it and it works, but we recently got it and we haven't had a chance to go through and revive it and clean it all out inside out and lubricate it and check it all. So there will be probably a video either on this channel or my wife's channel where we will go through and revive this and bring it up to its glory days. But this is super special for my wife because it came from family, passed down through generations. And when we got it and we started looking around at it, we found something really cool. You open up this drawer, and it's probably hard to see on camera, but there is pencil handwriting, like 4 or 5 places of Stacy's aunts and uncles' names written in their handwriting from when they were kids. So grandma would sew on it, and the little kids, for whatever reason, took and wrote their names in here. And we're talking many, many, many years ago. And they're still there, written in like a time capsule. If this was at a thrift store, you would maybe sand those off. You wouldn't even care. But that's family history right there. So it just doesn't get any cooler than that. This machine will turn out to be really, really nice. We'll take really good care of it. We're super, super happy for us to be the caretakers of it to hand on to the next generation. So really, really fun. Moving on. I just want to sit and look at this for a minute. There's not even a lot to have to say about it. Just take it in. Just soak it up. This is one of the coolest sewing machines I've ever seen. It's a recent acquisition for us. It was one of these things where we know a guy who collects them and was selling it, and we just could not pass it up. It's a white rotary, which means it doesn't have an oscillating machine mechanism. It's rotary, which generally means it's smoother, and I don't know if it's more powerful, but it's going to give you a better stitch and better flow and better balance. But forget all that. We got lots of great running machines. Just look at it. This is gorgeous. This is a museum piece. I can't believe that they made these for use. This looks like something that should be in a showroom. It's just incredible. And it's just so smooth and it works so well and it's just so nice. So collection piece, never getting rid of that. Absolutely lovely. Beautiful. Moving on. Here we have another 15, just like Grandma's machine. And this is another great example of a nice machine that we picked up, and it's nice for the collection. There's nothing wrong with it. It works great. It has a great cabinet. We've gone through and we've made it work really well, and we've revived it, and it's just a great machine. We've done a couple small projects on it, and it's just been a nice little collection to our machine collection. Whether or not it's a permanent piece of our collection, maybe not. This would be a good one if we find someone special we'd like to give to. This would be a great gift. We kind of tend to do that. Get them, fix them, make them special and nice, and then find someone who's deserving of it. So this might be one of those. Really nice machine though. Okay, so moving on down, another white rotary machine. Again, it kind of looks like an old Singer, to someone like myself who doesn't know any better. But if you notice, it's got like this square bulkhead on it, and the decals are in immaculate shape. It's got its own little style. It's just a great machine. Stacy has made a couple of full quilt projects on this machine solely. Look at this beautiful white only. I've never seen another one that has this shape, bobbing trapdoor. It's just so eloquent and beautiful. I don't know if you can see on the back, it's got this teardrop shaped chrome plated light that looks like some kind of, goose head or something. It's just gorgeous. It's just so much character. They're all different, they're all special, and they all have their own little unique quirks and features. But this one here has made a few projects for us, and This is a really nice machine. Moving on down. This is one of our probably more expensive acquisitions. It is a treadle. So you can see down below, it's actually got the pedal working mechanism. If you haven't ever sewn on a treadle, it's an experience. It's a lot of fun. It takes some coordination and some getting used to, but once you get it going, it's as good as any new machine, and it doesn't take any power. It's got a nice hand wheel on it, and watch this. Look at that. It just sews like it's brand new. I had to do very little to it when we got it. I adjusted the feed dogs and maybe took a little file to sharpen up the teeth on them a little bit. Did a couple small adjustments, but the gentleman who we got it from did a really good job restoring it and making it, bringing it back to life as it was, so we didn't have to do much to it. It has this awesome parlor cabinet that you lift up the lid, you close the door, and lower it, and when you lower it, this goes down by itself. I actually might show you that in just a few minutes. But anyway, that's our, what is this? What year is this, would you say, babe? I mean, 1910?
Early 1900s.
1905, 1908, something like that. I apologize, we're not, exact on the history. We just have too many to, to keep track of. So, but early 1900s. This is an incredible piece of history, and it sews like an absolute dream. So really cool. Next here, this is, I believe, would consider our crown jewel. This is the coveted Singer 201-2. And my wife's channel shows you, she did on her channel a full revival of this. This is another family heirloom. This was our first sewing machine this was our first, collect your sewing machine. So this is kind of the one that started it all. This also came from Stacy's family and was her grandmother's, great-grandmother's?
Yes.
Great-grandmother's sewing machine. And this is the original cabinet it came in. Everybody in the family remembers it being used and it being around, and it is absolutely in immaculate condition. The decals, the paint finish, all of the pieces and hardwares, it's really, really in great shape. Now, we took the time and we kind of cut our teeth on this. We didn't know anything about vintage machines when we started this. We never set out to do any of this, but we're both really inquisitive people, and we like to learn, and we like to inspire, and we like to share. So, we made a video of tearing this thing apart, and Stacey did a really, really cool job. Go out and check out her video, Rich Soul Creative, and find her first revival video of this machine, the family heirloom. And I have worked on every one of these machines, and I can tell you from my own experience and my own feelings that the lore that follows this machine is true. I've heard a lot of people say this is the best machine ever made, and they call it the Rolls Royce of the singers. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think that they might have actually used this brand or this model in the Rolls Royce factories for their interior stitching, dashes, seats, upholstery. Don't quote me on that, but that's the lore I've heard. I don't doubt it. This thing is amazing. When you take it apart and you work on it, you realize there's a difference here. First of all, it has a potted motor. There's no belt that wears out or slips. There's no tire like the Whites and the Kenmores have that slips or gets old or gets flat spotted or gets dry and cracked. It has a potted motor, which means it's gear on gear. It's a worm drive, kind of like a skill saw that has no slip and no play. And then when you get underneath it, there's not a swiveling hardware, and there's not a swiveling oscillator that kind of works all the stuff like most machines. It's got two massive spiral gear sets that have zero play. In fact, when it was made, if you look in the original instructions, they say that those gears down there that run this thing, the tolerances are so tight that they don't even request or require or suggest that you grease them. They're just that well built. And I'm going to tell you, after this many years, I'm not so good at math, but maybe 80 years ago this was made, this thing sews like it's brand new, and it sews better than everything we own. Absolutely incredible heirloom. Again, we are very, very fortunate to have it. Very, very lucky for Stacy's family to be so supportive and to have given it to us. We're proud to be the caretakers of it, and we will hand it down to the next generation and hopefully inspire them to respect it and to create with it as well. Stacy's made several awesome projects with it, and we will continue to do so. So, one more on the table to show you that is absolutely fabulous. This is a Singer 66, very similar to the 15 and the 201 in a lot of ways. It's got a different positioning on the location on the tension assembly, a little bit different front plate. But otherwise, it's very similar. This one's also in very good shape. It's got all the nice decals and everything. But that's not really the coolest part. The coolest part of this machine is the table. Never seen anything like this before, right? We had a hard time even finding information about it. First thing you do is you get this cool hideaway cabinet here that's got spool holders and a little place for the cords or whatever you've got hiding in there, and it kind of James Bonds away in there into the corner. And it's got a lever built in. The electronics that run the lever and run the motor are really high tech for the year and the age. What would you say? This is 38 maybe?
1928.
1928, thank you. So very, very cool. But what's really, really cool is this table. This thing, first of all, has a lift assist on it. But when you open this up, it has this positive lock system that is really ahead of its time. You hear that? This thing, when you lower this down, this thing makes a flat tabletop that is completely seamless almost. It just is super, super flat and becomes a really useful table. And then you pull it back down and it positive locks, drops in and closes. It's absolutely phenomenal. It doesn't have the big fold-out table like the rest of them. It doesn't take up a bunch of room. This is just a really cool table. I've never seen anything like this before. I'm super impressed. I love it. Super cool. I love the intricacy and the craftsmanship that has gone into this. So another really cool machine. So where did we get this? Was this from a thrift store?
That is a thrift store.
Can you believe that we found this at a thrift store? It just blows my mind that people, of this generation, their moms and dads pass or grandmas pass, and they go and they clean out their homes or whatever, and they just don't see the value or need because it's not on a computer or in the metaverse or whatever's going on, social media and computers. They just don't see the value or the need. And we kind of see it as our mission, because we're old people now, to help inspire everybody, including mostly the newer generation of people, to really embrace this technology and create with it and become independent with it and find yourself with it. It hit me like a thunderbolt, and you too as well, right? You're really enjoying this, right?
For sure.
Okay, so anyway, love it. Super cool. All right, so all we have left here are these 6 on the floor. Now, these here hold the distinction of ones that are traveling machines. They all have a working lid with a handle, so you can take them and put them in the car and take them somewhere. I just have all of the lids off for the purpose of this video. But let me just show you a few here real quick down low. This is a Singer. What number is this?
348, I believe.
348. We just received this one. Was this a thrift store?
Yes.
Thrift store find. Look at the finish on this thing. It's absolutely perfect. Either someone took super care of it or they never used it. Either way, thank you very much. To walk into a thrift store and find this, it's just magical to me. And the hunt of finding these things is just so fun. They're not worth a lot of money. They don't cost a lot of money, and they're just marvels of engineering. So this is really cool. I think it's probably from the early 60s, I'm guessing. It's metal and nice and heavy duty, but it's aluminum, so it's lightweight. So this makes another really good travel case. It has a kind of a Rubbermaid plastic case and a nice Rubbermaid lid, so we'll take this one on journeys as well. Has a nice cam situation here. It didn't come with any of the cams at the thrift store, unfortunately, but I think we can find replacements. And what is it? Would you call this mint green, maybe?
Baby blue.
Baby blue. Okay, I see green when I see it, like a mint. But regardless, super cool, right? This one here. What is this? What does this say? Baumgartner?
Bambergers.
Bambergers. Okay. So this is a Bambergers, I believe, was a department store. What we've got here is a 15 series Japanese clone. It's like a replica. So I think the story goes is that after Singer's 15 series patent ran out, a lot of companies in Japan and elsewhere started making these clone machines and selling them under the department store names. And so this is basically a Singer machine, 15 series Singer machine, but it has its own awesome paint job and color. And it's just another one of these. If you can tell, we really like this green finish that we have on like 3 or 4 machines. Super cool, works really well. We've gone through and serviced it, and it's just a wonderful machine, has a lid, really cool. This one here, we have another Somore. This is a thrift store find, right?
Yes.
Got a really good deal on this, and we have not actually serviced this one yet. It does work, but we haven't gone through and done the whole revival on it. We will probably make a video on it soon, going through it all and making it right. It has a Idaho wildlife sticker on it, which is super cool. I mean, this is history. This was somebody's machine, somebody's baby who was into this, and they put their sticker on it. You know, I mean, you just can't make this stuff up. That's somebody's history, which I love. I just love. So anyway, this is a really cool machine. It basically looks like a Singer to me, and it's a solid little machine. Has a belt. Great little guy. We're gonna get it going, and it'll be another one for the collection. This one may end up being a nice donation, or finding somebody who is in need of a machine. We might make a good gift. So that's that. Now these other three, these are kind of my favorites. In fact, I think I might want to get these up on the table for you to show them a little better. Let me take a minute and close up this parlor cabinet and get these up here for you real quick so you can see them a little better. If I can do this so you can see, this thing here is so cool. When you close this machine just disappears by itself. I don't know if you can see that. It just disappears. The belt is coming off. That's what you want. And boom. And then we just get the machine out of the way. And then she closes up. And then it actually has little wooden wheels. They look the original. I don't know, but it moves around and rolls. Super cool. So anyway, the final three machines. Oh, let me grab this. This awesome homemade, what do you call this pattern? Bargello. Stacy has a family member that she did a craft trade with, and she gave her this, I mean, handmade, right?
Yes.
Are these all individual stitches?
Yes.
Fold over seams, irons, the whole thing.
Yes. It's amazing.
Dude, come on. Come on. Look how lined up there. That's good work.
It's beautiful.
Inspiring. That's the kind of thing I like to see. Okay. This is one of my favorite machines. This is a Kenmore, and I believe the Kenmores were made and sold under the name of Kenmore, were made by White, like the White rotors we have. And they have the same kind of motor with the little tire, the driven no belt. And this machine is just absolutely super cool. I love this flat crinkle finish. It looks kind of industrial and a little masculine, and it's in incredible shape. It was all kind of smoke stained and yellowed, and I just took some light degreaser to it and kind of wiped it all down with a light SOS, and it just popped. It looks brand new again. And the box was fairly destroyed, so I took it apart, sanded it down, and painted it, and brought it back to this condition. But I tell you what, this thing is a workhorse. It is absolutely amazing. It's been completely serviced, and I've made a couple bags with this. It goes through, about whatever you want to give it. It isn't quite as powerful and reliable as the Singer 223 that I use on a daily basis, but this is a very close second, man. It's just so unique looking. After you collect so many of these vintage black Singer and replica machines, I mean, they're great, but they kind of all start to look alike. So that's why having machines like this in your collection is really fun, because look how different it is. It's just super cool. It just looks like some kind of brick, almost like some kind of a video game subway thing. I don't know. Really cool. Anyway, that's that machine. Almost done, I promise. This is my other favorite machine. Look at that bad boy. This is a Singer 60 or 66?
66.
This is a Singer 66 crinkle finish. Some people could refer to it as the Godzilla finish. Again, it's kind of a flat finish, kind of masculine looking, which I like. And it is an absolute workhorse. I've heard people describe it as the strongest machine made. And it is just that. It's wonderful. It has a bit of a small motor on it from factory. So this is a machine that I've seen several people online take. It's a good candidate to upgrade. You put a bigger motor on it. You put a bigger hand wheel on this for momentum, and you get an appropriate denim needle on it, or a leather needle, or whatever you need to do, and it'll power through whatever you got. This is just beautiful. And this is a thrift store too, wasn't it?
Yes.
Can you believe that? Look at it. It's just gorgeous. We didn't have to do that much to it. We just, cleaned it up and serviced it and went through all of the components and made it work. The box is, we completely redid the box and sanded it down and tore it apart, and we wrapped it in Tolex. We'd never done that before. Thought that was fun. If you're not familiar with Tolex, it's kind of like what the stuff they use to wrap a lot of guitar amps and guitar cases. So that was super fun and a learning experience, and it turned out super nice. It just looks fabulous and fun, and it's different than, even though it's the same shape as all the other singers, it doesn't look the same. It has its own feel. Love it. I just love it. How fun. And we made this little bag here for the foot pedal just to keep it from scratching. And that's that. And then finally, we have a machine that's a white. Again, we call this the Great White because look at it. It looks like a shark. And it looks incredible. Was this a thrift store find too?
Yes.
I mean, what in the world is someone getting rid of this for? This is amazing. This thing is so cool. The light is right inside of here and closes up nice, has a cool dial with colors, knobs on it, the positive lock knobs, nice tire bobbin feeder, clutch that works. Stacy did do a full revival video on this on her channel, and so check that out. And made a project with it. It turned out to be a really awesome video. This was just such a cool machine. I'm going to put this machine, as far as usability goes, this is in the top 4 of all of our machines. It doesn't quite as elegant as the Singer 201, but it's darn close, and I think it feels maybe a little more powerful. Don't help me yet. I'm going to guess that this is maybe a 69?
No.
You don't know. See, we'll go with mine. That's good. Oh, I'm going to say, just by looks of it and the feel of it, this is probably mid to late 60s. It's not quite to the plastic era, and it's heavy as all get out. This is not a light machine. Just love it. It's the coolest looking. It doesn't look like anything else in the collection. And that's what I really like about this is that, a lot of people I've seen their collections are just, they're all the same. Like, they got to have featherweights and they're all the same black featherweight of, and it's just kind of stuffy a little bit. And I look at this as they're all like lost children that all need found and all need helped. And I look at classic cars the same way. You don't want to look in my garage. It's full of 60s Corvairs and Corvettes and stuff that, things that needed saved along the way. I just feel like the history has got to be saved. We've got to, no matter what they look like, no matter what they are, let's get them off the streets, get them fixed up, get them a hot cup of soup, and get them back out there and in use again, All of these machines, we'll keep a few of them for heirlooms type situations or for good collectors. But we'll keep getting them and collecting them. But eventually we're going to overflow here, and we're going to need to start giving them away or keep giving them away. We've given away a few already. So this is the game. We love it. We never, ever expected this to happen. I'm sure they multiply at night when we're sleeping. I don't remember acquiring all these, but I'm glad they're here. I love them. And I'm just happy we got to share them with you guys today. So I will take on this channel and pick 5 or 6 of these that I like the most that I believe deserve a video on their own. And I'll make a video review of them. And I'll go through and I'll show you the quirks and features, and I'll give them a test run and maybe make a small project with them and bring you guys along. So that'll be fun. So keep a lookout for that. And also tune into my wife's channel, Rich Soul Creative on YouTube, and check out the videos that she's done a handful of these revivals already. And we'll probably continue to do some more and maybe show you how she does quilting and all of her various projects along the way. And so join us and follow along with us. Going to be a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun showing off our little collection today. So I think that's going to do it. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And remember, when it comes to sewing machines, you can never have too many. See you next time.